Okay, brothers and sisters, I had a pause because I see that my camera was not stable. I was wondering what's happened. So I remember the memory and look back at the memory, the file, SD file was on low side. So I have to remove many files, and then after I remove many files, then now it's back to normal. I have enough memory to make this video. So my memory runs out very fast, very quickly, because every day I consume like sometime at 5 GB, 4 GB, 3 GB is common. So my memory only is, today the available memory is 9 GB, so it will last only at most 3 days making this video. So I have to be very careful, maybe look at the memory first before starting making the video. So I hope I will make this precaution to ensure that I have enough memory in my SD file. Okay, I think some of the video that I made will miss out because of a short video. I will just remove. So when I was talking about Prophet Ibrahim, when he was invited by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, our Creator wanted to talk with the Prophet Ibrahim. So he heard a voice calling his name. He said, "Who is that?" And then angel introduced himself, saying that Allah was inviting Ibrahim. Allah wanted to talk with Ibrahim directly. So angel instructed him to go to the mountain, and before he went to the mountain, angel said he had to do washing, and angel taught him how to do the washing. And after that, Ibrahim climbed up the mountain, and there he heard a voice saying that he is Allah, the Creator. And Ibrahim was worried that he asked Allah for protection, from other God that may be jealous of him talking to Allah. Allah said, God is alone, there is no other God, so God is only one. So it make Ibrahim not to worry about thinking of other God than one God. But then Allah saying he would punish the rebellious people. So who is this rebellious people that our Creator would punish? So we look back at the revelation in the Koran, saying I created men so that they worship me. So the people who have not worship or is not worshipping Allah will be seen as rebellious and would be punished by the Creator. So that's the reason why this video is important, to remind us of this, that the rebellious will be punished. So our opportunity while we are on earth to take evasive action to avoid being punished is not too difficult. There's a revelation in the Koran. I'll send down my guidance. Who believe and follow my guidance, no need to feel sad and no need to feel worry. So is it difficult to believe and to obey? Well, it's up to an individual to think of it. Some people are just don't believe and they prepare to have a war or to have a war or battle with the believers. So there have been wars fought before between believers and non-believers. It was happening during the Prophet Muhammad's time. War between believers and non-believers. It's common war with believers and unbelievers. A common war. And also the unbelievers, if they are strong, they would suppress and bully the Muslim. You see that what's happening in China, the Uyghur Muslim being suppressed, being sent to detention camp where they are re-educated on communist doctrine. They were forced to memorize communist doctrine, and their mosque was destroyed. 2,000 mosques was destroyed in Uyghur. So this is the thing that unbelievers is doing, quite extreme to the believers. So you see that they don't believe, and they strongly don't believe, and not only that, they prepare to cause harm to believers. So this is the extent of the people who don't believe. But there are also unbelievers who are nice, just like the country in non-Muslim country. You can build mosque, no problem. In some non-Muslim country, they don't allow to build mosque. But not too bad. They allow to buy the church not used by the Christian. They allow to buy them and convert it into mosque. But the Muslim are not allowed to make new building and call it mosque. in some countries, I think like Italy not allow, like England they allow, Russia allow. Some of the beautiful mosques we see nowadays are built in non-Muslim country, like Russian mosques, seen beautiful, and mosques in UK and Germany also. I've seen in picture are also beautiful mosques, and also mosques in Netherlands, in Amsterdam is also beautiful. Look at it, beautiful mosque with the feature outside. You see, you recognize it a mosque and a beautiful mosque. So some oppose, but they don't feel the animosity with the Muslim. Some feel the animosity and even suppress. They want to eliminate the Muslim culture. So they believe their country should be one culture, one belief, and there is no other belief allowed. This is happening in China. China was not like that before, but under this communist regime, CCP, they were not bad before. When they were poor, they still respect the Muslim, but after they become rich, they turn into being bad to the Muslim. After only they become rich, after only they become number one economy, technology, after then they believe like in order to progress the country, people have to believe one belief. And then China is also now want to expand that kind of belief, one China, meaning that well, outside world don't see one China, because not all Chinese believe in communism. Some Chinese in China also believe in democratic government, and of course the people in Thailand and in Taiwan, they believe in democracy. They don't like the communist idea of now getting extreme form of communism. So especially under this new leader, I don't like to mention his name, but I know his name. I mentioned it before, but this time I don't want to mention it. China changed, but then you'll see that what's happening in that country, it will be rich and no more, meaning that the country is heading to become poor again. We'll see that, because we believe it's also the punishment from our Creator. The rich people, then suddenly the richness is taken back by the Creator and the people become poor again. So China will become poor again. We'll see that, because I look at the YouTube, companies gone bankrupt. The investment that didn't work very well, like their railway system, they're not making money, losing money. And their real estate investment losing like 300 billion. And foreign companies are also moving out from the area, so cause unemployment. And they also have energy problem. Their coal mine flooded because of rain that had not seen to stop. It's continuous rain. So when the coal mine flooded, so they have to import coal. And some countries also not very friendly with them, because the policy is now changed. Like now saying one China, so they want to take Taiwan to make it into one China. But then other countries, the democratic country from especially US, the NATO group, is vow to protect Taiwan. This democratic country from the Western world, they're also powerful. They have nuclear submarine, the jet plane, the stealth, the bombers. And some Chinese migrating to Australia, thinking that China would lose the war if there's a war break out between China and the Western power. So they make a decision to move away from China. The rich people move away from China. I've seen some migrated to UK, and those that remain now are also worried that their wealth will be like taxed by CCP government. Even now I heard that people who live in a certain area, if they own the property in that, they live in that area, there will be tax. They call it property tax in a certain area. And that's the reason why also the price of property going down, because they prefer to move an area where they are not taxed. Maybe in the suburb area where they will not be subject to taxation. Why they do this? This CCP they have no source to get the money anymore, because if the company is bankrupt, so how they gonna tax? How they gonna tax these people? So if they tax also, they won't be getting much. And also if the people are poor, then their investment like railway, who will use this railway if the people don't have money to pay the tickets? So all this investment gone. So let's see, I was talking about China. I didn't realize that I was Not supposed to talk about China again, because too much talking on China. Okay, let's see. I think I better stop talking about China. Is enough. It's not a good story anyway. Okay, now, brothers and sisters, let's read the Koran. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's read the first sentence in this page in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna Allah faliqul habbi wan nawa. Al-hay minal mayti wa mujrizul mayta minal hay. Zalikumullahu fa'anna tufakun. Sadaqallahul azim. Verily, Allah is the one that grow the seed into vegetation, from seed to vegetation, and He let out the life from the dead, and He caused the death from the life. This is the power of Allah. Then why you turn away? So the seed grow into, it is paddy seed, it grow into paddy, not paddy, rice. If it is date seed, it'll grow into date plant. And it also cause the one that had lived to die. We, example, we live, we move around, there are times that we'll die. So is also the tree here. Even the tree has life. If you look at that tree, I don't know how long, or some time that it will die and a new tree will grow. But we don't see that in our lifetime, because the tree may grow to 100 years, and then die, a new tree form. So it's very hard for us to see. Maybe some flowers we know they will die. Some tree live longer than flowers. I've seen that flowers die and new flowers will come. I've seen that mango. When my wife said this mango is already old, he pull up the mango tree and plant a new mango tree. So I've seen that my wife doing that when he think that the mango is about to die. Maybe she knows that the mangoes is already old, and he remove the whole tree, uproot it, break it from the root, and then plant a new mango tree. But I was not happy with the new mango tree because the fruit wasn't as sweet as the first one. But then what to do, because the mango tree, that it was a sweet mango tree, will die as well. Okay, next sentence. He separate morning and night. So night is for people to rest and make the sun and the moon as the thing to count. So the sun is to count the year, the time, and the moon is used to count the moon, the new moon. And that is what had been decided by Allah, the powerful and all-knowing. If you think about it, this is amazing. From the sun we count the year, and from the moon we count the month. You see the shape of the moon. From full moon, we know when this full moon is in the middle of the month, and suddenly its shape become crescent, and the new moon, and back again. And that is what is used to count the month and the year. Okay. And he make the stars so that it will make you as a guide in your journey on land and on sea. So the sun is like I know the sun, the stars. I know few stars. It form a square, and then there's another star that just at the tip of the square. From that I know is the pointing to the direction of north. Well, it's just like the compass in the sky. So we can use it. If we don't have compass, just look up, see the stars. It will always point one the tip of the edge of the square, and you just look at the three stars. It form a straight line. That is the direction of the north. And he created you from one Adam, and created place to live and place to store, and we clarified our sign for the people who knows. So people who are not interested to know, then it's not for him. So people who knows. So place to live. So this house claim is in Allah invented this house. Maybe architect or the builder say no, but then Allah say He invented this house. If you think that yes, this house is invented by Allah, of course there is architect working on this and the builder. You just imagine this cement, how the cement is formed, and the roof. You see the roof? Okay, this one is metal roof. So where this metal come from? The ore is from the earth, isn't it? Even the cement is coming from the stone. I visit the cement factory when I was in UK. It's a stone. Then there's kind of burn the stone in the I don't know how to call it, the clean. It turn round and round, and also maybe break the stone, so the dry stone become the cement. Amazing, isn't it? From stone, they burn the stone and then turn it around and round in a clean. Maybe that one also break the stone into powder, and that becomes cement. So when that is, you mix it with sand and water and dry up, it's hardened, become concrete. So originally this, and when it is concrete, you can shape it to what you like. This also very strong. Like see the pillar there is made of cement, and in the middle of the pillar there is iron bar, and the roof is iron roof make into sheet and form the roof. And you see there's also wood there, It come from the tree. What else? Also there's light there. So that light come from from far away. The energy, electrical energy, it come from gas, which we pick up from the underground gas. And the gas run the turbine, and the turbine runs the generator. From the generator, you see, we get this moving electron, and then we send the moving electron to this house, and that moving electron can give light, and also running our motor to run our refrigerator, aircon, and what else we have inside. The washing machine is all run by the moving electron energy, which originate from the turbine generator, and then the generator run by energy source from underground, the gas. So all this become clear to us is invented by our Creator. Okay. And He sent down air from the heaven. So the air from the heaven. Oh no, it's not air, sorry. It means the spelling is air in my language, but it's not air. It's water. So it sent down water from the heaven. It's rain. And from it, the vegetation of many varieties that green in color, and kind of dates as well, dates that grow in branches, and it's mentioned here the grapes yard, and the fruit. What fruit is it? And fruits, olive fruits, and this fruit, this red fruit, which is not the same. I mean, there are variety of fruits. And you just observe the time when it bear fruit and make it ripe. And you see that it's a sign of Allah for people who believe. And they who don't believe make the jinn as partner to Allah, In reality, Allah invented the genie. But then they lie, saying that Allah has son and daughter without having firm knowledge. Glory is to Allah from what they have attributed and what they have pictured of him. Allah invented the heaven and the earth. Then how come he would have a son? And Allah has no wife. He invented all things and knows all things. So that is attribute of Allah. So Allah is alone. He's one. So it's not like the one he invented. We have wife, we have partners, we have son. So it is Allah, our Creator is unlike what is been invented. Okay, that's reading the Quran. Now, brothers and sisters, read the Gospel of Barnabas. Let's see what I have marked. See what marking. Okay, 139. Okay, so we complete 139. So should be reading chapter 140 this morning. So let me mark it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Believe you, O men, that I am come into this world with a privilege which no man hath had, nor will even the messenger of God have it, seeing that our God created not man to set him in the world, but rather place him in paradise. So I repeat it again. Oh, you believe, O man, I am come into the world with a privilege which no man had, nor will even the messenger of God have it, saying that our God created not man to set him in the world, but rather to place him in paradise. Sure, it is that he who has no hope to receive oath of the Roman because of the law that is foreign to him, is not willing to leave his own country with all that he has, never to return and go live in Rome, and much less would do so when he found himself to have offended Caesar. Even so, I tell you verily, and Solomon, God's prophet, cried with me, "Oh, that how bitter is the remembrance of thee! To them have rest in their riches. I say not this because I have to die now, seeing I am sure that I shall live even nigh to the end of the world. But I speak to you in this in order that you may learn to die, and God leave everything that is done amiss, even once show that to work a thing well it is necessary to exercise oneself therein. Have you seen the soldiers, how in time of peace they exercise themselves one another as if they were at war? But how shall a man die a good death who has not learned to die well?" So this is a good lesson, meaning that we must be prepared in this world to face the time of death. Precious is the death of the holy in the sight of the Lord. And said the prophet David, "Know you therefore, I will tell you, it is because even as all rare things are precious, so is the death of them that die well, being rare, is precious in the sight of God our Creator." So this is also mentioning about dying well. So what is meant by die well? Die not well and die well. So die well means person who prepare himself, that he worship Allah, believe and worship Allah, doing good, is the one that prepare dying, meaning die well. That die well. Okay. Of surety, whenever a man begins up, not only is he fain to finish the same, but he takes pain that his design may have good conclusion. Miserable man that prizes his ocean more than himself. For he cuts the cloth, he measure it carefully before he cut it. When it is cut, he saw it with care, but his life which is born to die, inasmuch that he alone die not, who is not born, who therefore will not men measure their life by their death? Have you seen them that build for every stone that they lay of the foundation in view, measuring it by straight, that the wall fall not down? O wretched man, for with greatest ruin shall fall into the building of his life, because he looked not for the foundation of death. So the message here is to think about that and be prepared. Okay, with that, brothers and sisters, I complete my video of reading the Quran and the Gospel this morning. Thank you very much for listening.